Welcome to the Halloween special of Forget Work, Watch Film. This week, we have one question.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey! Welcome everybody to the Halloween special. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, I enjoyed that. New start, that special.
You think it? It's Halloween tomorrow, so we thought we'd get it in. I've had an absolute fucking nightmare of a day. Been like in a cop car on my way home because I witnessed somebody getting run over, but I'm here. Yeah, Tony's looking at me gone out, but yeah. How you doing anyway? We've got a special guest this week.
Hello, I'm Rob. I'm here at the behest of the host Rob.
Special guest.
Have my say, I suppose, on the horror of Halloween.
Bit of an horrible thought, you boys. So
Looks
yeah,
like
so this is Rob.
Uncle
Obviously, we've got
Fester.
two Robs, but we call Rob Boyd. So don't get confused.
You just explained that we've got two Robs, but we call Rob Boyd.
Yeah, the new Rob.
Right, that's what you have to
anyway,
say.
confusing. Like I said, driving home, 3 fucking accidents all over the place. Nightmare of a day, but I'm looking forward to just chilling out, talking movies.
Devil's Night, isn't it, Boyd?
Cheers, Devil's Night, Crow. What a film that is. Good starting point, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to talk about first, actually, even though The Crow is a classic, what we were just listening to then, Thriller. See that? I know it's a music video, but there was always a thing is they weren't music videos, they were short films. And of all the films, a lot of things that I like to watch come Halloween, Thriller is one of those, classics.
Michael Jackson, he did something that like nobody had ever done before, and then it didn't just start. It just didn't finish with Thriller. He also then did Ghost, which I also love. I mean, that itself's a fantastic video. If anyone's ever watched it,
Which is funny you mention that because I actually watched it a couple of weeks ago. That is brilliant. Michael Jackson's Ghost.
I never really rated him, to be honest.
Yeah, alright.
But
You almost committed suicide because of when he died.
The thing with Thriller was that I used to go around and rent it.
Yeah.
And the only ad on it were Thriller and the making of Thriller. It wasn't even a film, but it were that good. You just had to watch it because it were absolutely brilliant.
I would say it's like stapled in like film and TV history in it. I'm sure there's a thing in America where they've like created. It's like films that are like locked somewhere, and they're like part of history, and that's in there. That's
like in a bunker, so if anything ever happens, like Atomic War, we've still got like Thriller to watch.
Look into it.
But I know it's true.
That's one of them that's been officially
But the thing
initiated.
is, so any younger people, we're all 30 odd. Somebody who's 10,
nearly all of us.
10, somebody who's 10, 15. What is it about Thriller that's great? Why do you like it just because it's a classic you grew up with, or as a piece of art, Halloween themed?
There's a part of that it's got to be, but at the same time, it comes on every year at Halloween. It's not like it's just something that only appears every now and again. It comes on every time.
But as a piece of work, though.
But can you think of any other sort of like song? Because the video doesn't follow the song.
No, it
not as
doesn't.
it's released.
No. There's loads of little...
Do you know what I mean? It does its own thing, and in a way creates its own sort of like movie.
It's like a mini
There's
movie
no
itself,
other song
Yeah.
that sort of like splits itself and does that. That's what was so different about
He's got
it.
little nuances in the video
it were
as
an
well.
18 as well, weren't it? When it were
Oh
released?
yeah. I mean,
it's very gruesome.
It got the guy who was the top guy at the time,
John Landis.
yeah, and the top special effects guy at the time. And they did that, and I mean it were proper. I mean a lot of people were like proper frightened by it because the bit when he changes seriously is a bit like whoa when you were a kid.
Well, that bit I always remember that bit. It's literally when MJ and that woman who is like getting surrounded, and it just sort of pans around someone.
I
Just
know
this
what you're
one,
gonna say.
and this just
With
black
big belly.
stuff's just dribbling out of his mouth, and it's just like, oh wow, But for like what for the time it was set in, and it still looks.
I think it was
brilliant.
Stan Winston, weren't it, who was special effects guy?
I know he did Ghost. I don't know if he did Thriller. I can't remember. When Stranger Things 2 season trailer came out for season 2, you didn't realise, but as the trailer was going on, by the end of it, it had Thriller playing over it, and it was done so well. And they were dressed as Ghostbusters.
But Thriller, it is a classic, and it's a classic to bring out every Halloween. I watch it every year. The whole, the choreography, the music, even iconic jacket, that is a classic. But seeing as it's Halloween tomorrow, do you have any classics come Halloween that you like to watch?
Do you know what? I mean, you
see, the thing is,
do you want to say? I do. I've probably watched more horror films than anybody else, and I love watching a horror film like every Friday or a Saturday night or something like that. And there's that many I'm watching. I've probably saturated myself with that many ones. Some of them are garbage. Don't get me wrong, but every now and again you do find some good ones. But the ones I always go back to, I love The Shining. I think.
See, I'm planning on watching that tomorrow night.
I love that.
I've never got all the way through it.
It's a very. I would consider that more. It's like psychological horror.
Well, yeah, but it's still
very
freaky
messy.
itself.
I mean, that is a frightening film. I tell you, the best thing with Shining and is when it turned up in Ready Player One.
Oh,
it totally threw me a proper curveball because it would affect his eye. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
How good it looked. It was the exact same place, and it's the feeling that you get from seeing that place.
It's a transition in the film, though, isn't it? Because it goes from an animated movie to into the locale of the manor. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think because Doctor Sleep's out tomorrow, and I've never really got all the way through The Shining because I don't know. There's something about it where it kind of loses me. But I really want to stick with it and watch it.
For me, right, a debate I'd like to have one day is people who were born to play roles.
Yeah.
And Jack Nicholson was born to play that role. As it goes on and he becomes more menacing and disturbed, it's unbelievable.
In the film, you almost believe that he is actually a nutter.
Yeah.
Well, he plays nutters, doesn't he? He's played that right well.
Can you believe what he said? Can you remember what he says at the end when he's walking up the stairs and he's snapped? He says, didn't he say, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Yeah, honestly, it's brilliant. I mean, I love that bit. I mean, that bit's parodied quite a few times when he goes to bar and he's just like talking to barman, and he's having this conversation. And he's obviously having a conversation with what you think a ghost, but is it ghost? Is it all?
But then he appears in picture.
Yeah,
that him or is that somebody?
You know what?
There's so much going on.
I always find the way his missus looks is quite scary because she don't look normal either. Do you know what I mean? She's very strange.
But I think it's the fact is, as well with that, it's not just about him descending into madness because he's isolated. They then chuck in this old stuff with The Shining, and it actually weren't till sort of like I'd watched it a couple of times. I realised what was going off with.
Isn't it, really?
It's like this ability, like power or whatever it is, which I think they sort of touch on more in this new one.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, Ewan McGregor. He's playing the.
It's a bit of a resurgence, isn't it, for Ewan McGregor at minute? I mean, he's back in that. He's in Birds of Prey.
I think he's doing a reprise of Star Wars.
He's doing all one. He's having a bit of a comeback.
So, obviously, Shining, that's a classic. But that's a very interesting film, being that young lads, a younger generation, who would be excited to watch some of this. Oh, it's scary. My dad says it's scary. Would not probably enjoy that because it's a very artistic, obscure piece.
I agree.
The music's a bit quirky.
But that's one of the reasons why I like it.
Yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable in places. But can I throw out another movie that I used to love watching at Halloween? Sleepy Hollow.
That is a brilliant film. I mean,
Johnny
Depp is
it's
a classic
Burton.
That brings me on to Tim Burton. That is his was his sort of niche. He's not done I'm not bothered about anything he's done in the last 10 years, but that is not a masterpiece, but it's brilliant, isn't it? the whole imagery of it.
See, if we're on about, I think we were discussing this, me and Tom, the other day, and I think with Burton is the film which to me is classic Burton. Is everything about what he is Beetlejuice. I think with some of the other films like Sleepy Hollow, he's using other people's material. But with Beetlejuice, it was all him. And I think that is why it is so bloody good.
Can I ask you a question?
Sleepy Hollow.
Can I ask Tony a question? How many times has Beetlejuice watched The Exorcist?
It's a very large number.
Come on.
I couldn't tell you because there's not that many numbers in my head. It's about 672 times.
Sure. Go ahead, shoot.
Well, for instance, what are your qualifications?
Well, I attended Trilogy. I'm a graduate of Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think?
You were nearly there.
Well, I think I got all numbers right, just wrong way around.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
I tell you what, you talk about roles that people because there's something about
Michael Keaton.
Not Michael Keaton.
Jack Nicholson.
where he comes across as a bit mad. Now, Michael Keaton can also play that crazy.
Yeah. You want to get nuts?
Well,
come on!
Because he flicks into that.
Let's get nuts!
And I think he plays that bit, and that's why I think that is his most iconic role. Never mind people going on about Batman. Beetlejuice to me is Keaton's. That is the role that he was born.
Wait, can I just say, like, he did some. I mean, it was literally just the one scene, I suppose, when he were in Spider-Man, and he's Peter Parker.
Oh, Vulture, yeah.
Peter Parker's
Don't
back
mess
at
with
car,
me.
and he's just literally looking at him in rearview mirror, and he's like, "Good old Spider-Man." And it's just it's the passion and
he's
the
a
feeling.
pro, isn't he? You know,
That's
while we're on about,
he does that menacing quite well.
While we're on about Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson in The Shining, I always think the way he looks there, a young Jack Nicholson, he'd have made a really good Wolverine, wouldn't he? Just the way he looks in that film.
Some people have actually said that.
He would have made an amazing Wolverine.
What?
I always think that.
Did you know that people had always petitioned for Danny DeVito to play Wolverine?
Yeah, I saw that.
When Bob Hoskins supposed to play him,
because obviously Wolverine, when he first come out, he's small and stunted.
I can't just imagine a guy who were in Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Wolverine.
No, you can't imagine Danny DeVito doing it.
I still do enjoy Halloween. I love the whole season. You know what I always used to enjoy as well with Halloween is all the TV specials. So the Tree Houses of Horror. Do you know what I mean?
South Parks.
That's what I was going to say.
I watched that other day with Worcester sauce.
Pink.
Yeah, it is brilliant.
Stool. But another show that I used to love watching, kind of all year round, but especially at Halloween.
Oh,
you don't know what this is, I do. I'm instantly having palpitations.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, this is before my time.
Well,
when this came out,
or after my time, should it be?
Back to the Future.
See, when this came out, you had Goosebumps, you had Are You Afraid of the Dark?
But this was genuinely
everyone
scary.
used to like watch them both, but Are You Afraid of the Dark was just so much more eerie for a kid.
Yeah, it was fucking shit scary. I bought a box set off eBay. It was like 35 quid, turned up and it was pirate DVDs. But I did watch them all. There's always a couple that really stick out to me that absolutely shit me up when I was little. There's one with it's like a fire station, a firehouse, with a ghost of a fireman who like haunts them. And I think there's one scene where they're sleeping in one of the beds in fire station upstairs, and he just turns up floating above bed or something like that. And then there's
sounds like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I know.
It was a brilliant show.
And then there's another episode where there's a young lad who died, and every time the family are in this house and young lass looks outside, you can see him and he keeps saying, "I'm cold."
I remember that one. Yeah,
and I was terrified to look outside.
One of the ones that I remember is I think it like a fishing village, and there were a guy who every time he fell asleep, like these sort of ghosts were coming up from river. and they look.
Oh no, it was right scary. Wasn't it?
They were terrifying.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I will have seen it, but I've probably blocked
Basically,
it out.
I think
that was like the fog.
I think the concept
But
was
we're
that he stole
watching.
something.
We're watching this at like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
It was for children, but very OTT. I don't think maybe Netflix would make something like that nowadays,
do you
but
know-
not for children.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, you've got all these TV shows now that are getting took off shelves because they're too mature for kids, and we used to watch all stuff.
Do you know
like
what
what
it-
Sabrina? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the Netflix have done that. Haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy watching new Sabrina. Seen it.
Can't see it.
Now, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Do you
I
know
even
one
remember-
of the one at kids were at Campfire? Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I even remember the Halloween special of Sabrina, where she'd come on, the originals come on at end saying, spend Halloween with your family. I just used to love all the Halloween specials of TV shows. But, you were afraid. I do remember one episode, and the kid were learning to swim in his local school, and there was some sort of a demon that lived in the water, and every time he got in the water, he'd try and drown him.
I remember that.
Scare me to death.
We used to have to go in bath together.
But, so, I've got
One watches. You watch Fit Demon. I'm gonna duck me. I'm gonna put the shampoo in my eyes.
I'll lend you my box set, Tony.
I've genuinely got so many things I want to cover, so I'm going to try and do it. But which leads me on. So we're talking television classics from when we were kids. Come Halloween, I'd like to talk about what you've watched recently, The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh mate, this is what I wanted to talk about because
I thought you might have had that
yeah,
on your
seriously, I've just watched them all again. First time I watched them,
I thought about watching them again.
the first time I watched them, my missus was pregnant, and seriously, every time there were a jump scare, I thought she was going to give birth. So I watched them all again because it's really, really interesting to watch, because every now and again you'll just see like a reflection in in one of the windows or something, and you'll just see a ghost staring at you, but you don't see him when you first watch them through, and then you're watching them again, you say, oh yeah, I noticed that, didn't notice that before. But this, I'm going to mention, like, you've got a lot of new horror films that sort of come about that obviously are trying to rekindle something from some of these great horror films from 70s and 80s, but more what seems to be getting more and more scary is the TV shows. That itself, I mean, the setup from start to finish, how everything fitted together, it were almost perfect.
It is brilliant. I was telling somebody at work today, because I work in an office Monday to Friday, and
just recently,
yeah. But yeah, he was saying to me, he's like a bit of an older bloke that says he likes to watch films and TV shows that are really well done. And I said to him, you want to watch The Haunting of Hill House? The music of it and the way because it's two timelines mixed together, and the way it's done is just amazing. That scene at the funeral,
that is my favourite episode,
where it's all one take, but he's talking to his kids, but they're adults. But then when he turns around, the kids again, and it's done amazing.
It's so eerie, and the feeling that you get when you're watching it.
I definitely want to watch that again.
We were talking about this the other week, and there's a difference between gore horror, like say a Rob Zombie film. Fair enough if you enjoy them, fair enough. But I'm not a fan of just watching. But it's well written and well composed things, isn't it?
Because I think what we'd done is we'd watched it, and I know you said you really liked it, but there were certain points I watched it chapter 2 where the CGI would just
takes you out of it,
rubbish. It weren't scary. They'd gone overboard to the point where it were comical rather than horror.
This is another thing.
And I watched, as we all know, I'm not a massive fan of horrors because I find them not clever enough.
Too scared.
No.
Yeah.
But I watched that Haunting Hill House, and I absolutely loved it because it was very clever where it was done.
I know what you're saying. The story itself
were good. The cast were brilliant. The way that it were filmed,
it ticked every box.
I watched it with our lass, and she was jumping through the roof, and that made it even better.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who may watch it, but there is a scene towards the end, and I absolutely cacked my pants. I swear.
I know which bit. Are you on about?
Yeah.
Do you know one of the ghosts that scared me the most was the old bloke, with the
clockwork.
No,
the one with the
top hat.
Oh
God! When he comes into the bedroom.
Well, when they go back to the house later on, again, not spoil anything, and the dad's just saying, "Look at me."
Yeah,
And he's
Tell
in
you
his
one,
face.
And you
one
can
sh-
see it in background.
One shot in like in a whole sequence that really sort of bothered me, that scared me, is when the dad is holding his son and he's running, but the way the camera moves is you can see a figure in the background legging it down the hall, and that really freaked me. I thought, oh my god. But there's a new series coming on next year, which is a different haunting, which is a good idea, isn't it? Really. Yeah. Let's not go back to these same guys. Oh, a different haunting.
Well, it's the same.
Well, it's supposedly some of the same cast.
So it is.
I think that's what they do in.
But what I mean is,
American Horror Story, they use same people in different.
I've started watching that actually.
A different haunting.
I didn't realise that was Carrie Fisher's daughter in
No, I didn't.
American Horror Story.
Which one?
I can't remember her actual name, but she's
Who does she play?
She's
I've only on first season.
I don't know, she went first season. She plays Winter in one of the later seasons. I didn't realise it was Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say it's a good idea. Next year is another haunting in a different place, but of the same sort of standard. That's what you want to see. Not like season 6 of the Hill House Haunt. A good, clever story that's a one-shot thing to
season
watch.
57
you know what I mean?
of The Walking Dead.
It's a
They could have carried that on, because I think.
Without spoiling it, did they wrap it up in 5
Yeah.
minutes? Well, actually, I don't want to spoil it. Basically, if anybody's watching it, don't listen to the next sentence.
No, we can't spoil it, can we? Because I mean,
it got wrapped up. Basically.
Yeah, remind me after we've finished this to mention it, because there's a bit of an open ending to it.
I think what it is the cast and the characters are that good. You wouldn't be bothered if you saw them again. Do you know what I mean?
No, also, I'd like to shout out McKenna Grace, who was brilliant in that. She's appearing in a movie next year and all, isn't she?
What's it called? That
one? Yeah,
it's
we're not allowed to mention it. Not even on Halloween special.
I forgot to mention this on podcast a few weeks ago. So I went on holiday and I was waiting for my transfer back to airport, and it was about 3 in the morning, and I got a notification saying that Logan Kimchi was doing a live Instagram. Who's in the new Ghostbusters?
They're doing a new one.
So I clicked the live stream, and it were him sat with McKenna Grace, and he's only got like 10,000 Instagram followers. But it said in the corner, like 30 people watching. So there weren't hardly anyone in it, and it was him sat with McKenna Grace. So I asked him a few questions about Ghostbusters, and they just kept replying that they're not allowed to say. Oh, all right, good.
She's a good actress, though. Isn't she?
Good.
She is a good actress.
Was she in Captain Marvel?
Yeah, but she's to me.
Gifted.
To me, when people say she's in Captain Marvel, I think, come on, she's in one scene that does not. It's not important. Gifted though, she is amazing.
Moving on with our Halloween theme, which I'm enjoying, all these classic topics. I've got a topic, right, that I'd like to discuss. Give you a bit of a feel with this. What movie is it?
Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
So it's Nightmare on Elm Street, which is an absolute classic, isn't it? And for me, just like many others, this film still holds up. When you see the effects, and he gets pulled through bed, when spirits come out of wall, it holds up. It absolutely holds up. It is an absolute brilliant film. But what I'd like to discuss, right? Why do characters like Freddy and Jason, even maybe Leatherface, why do they stick around? Why are they still iconic characters when there's millions of other horror movies being made, TV shows being made, different mediums come out of different forms? Why is it these guys are such? Is it because of is it because of the people that they scared, they inflicted fear, or what is it?
Because around that time when they were there weren't many films like that at the time.
No, Boyd's right, and I think what it is they were sort of like
the first
of that sort of
the
thing.
First thing I
like
thought
before Halloween, there were no slasher films.
Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Jason.
Jason was sort of like Cabin in the Woods sort of horror. I mean, as we all well know, Jason weren't even in first one. Well, sort of like maybe a bit at end. And Freddy were very different. And
can I just say though? Can I just point out? I kind of want to keep things. So a few weeks ago, we had a whole debate of Tony saying sequels don't always work. Sequels, they ruin things. There is a sequel. How many Freddy Nightmare films did they make? That's it.
You're on about Dream Warriors here.
I was going to mention. Hold on.
They dilute the original.
Right. They do, which they do. But what I was going to mention is, you two, Boyd and Tony, disagree on a lot of movies. But this is a film that is a big franchise, or was, and has had a lot of movies, sequels. Dream Warriors gets a lot of recognition, doesn't it? Why? Which film in the series is that?
Dream Warriors is the one where they sort of fight back.
Yeah,
it's like a group of kids who've all got problems, and I actually do love that film. And it's
a sequel, Tony.
Yes, but it's different because this is where they fight back. So there's
a bit like Aliens.
There's
a
kid
kid
who's into like wizardry, so he sort of like uses that ability. I mean, as we know, it doesn't work in end because Freddy's too strong. But it's just that fight, and it's got Patricia Arquette's in it. I think it's one of her first roles, and I just think it is a good film.
Yeah, it's a really good.
I don't think I've seen it. I remember when I was little, everyone went on about it. I probably have, but I can't remember.
I watched it with you.
Maybe I'll have to watch it.
I mean, you look at Freddy 2, that is just stupid. It's like Freddy trying to get into outside world.
Of these sort of films, these different franchises, for me, what's it called? Jason's movie, Friday the 13th, that doesn't really hold up. It does.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I saw a scene the other day where he's walking through Manhattan and there's like all these supposedly gangsters with a ghetto blaster and he just kicks it out at way.
Yeah.
Then they like go, "What are you doing, man?" And then just goes like this, lifts his mask up and then just walks off. I just thought that's just so weird.
That's what you call a watered down.
There is a lot of stuff in certain sequels and a lot of them to the horror franchise movies and stuff, but that probably shouldn't be in there. But there every now and again you'll get like a bit of a good yeah. There's one. I think it's Jason Goes to Hell. It trying to explain what actual Jason is. But do
you need that though?
But in that, because they're always trying to in a lot of stuff they're always trying to link different films. But the Necronomicon from Evil Dead is in that film.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to have been, I think, or they were trying to interpret that. That's how they raised Jason originally.
But don't you think it's just like a small idea that they then hook it on?
Terminator, that's exactly what I said to you. You've got some of the
It's that sort of thing. It's a small idea, and then they think, "Oh, let's make another film around that."
That's what I said. You should have listened to this anyway on the last episode. But what I said is, Terminator is a classic gem piece of writing. Let's send a soldier back to in time. Works once. You do it 5 or 6 times. Come on now. We've seen it. You know what I mean?
Obviously, you started this off about Freddy. I mean, what about that when they did Freddy, but it was as though Freddy were real? So they had the actors and actresses who'd been in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 as if they were real, as they playing themselves. And that was the idea that somebody had got, and the idea that the films had created a real Freddy. I mean, that is when somebody's probably telling you that and you sat around bloody table, it's probably a good idea.
So obviously these iconic characters, I agree with you, they was the first of their kind. They'll forever be iconic, won't they? But I don't think
they're all very unique as well, aren't they?
I don't think Friday the 13th is one that the youth could visit and really appreciate, but Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, they both are. Which, this leads me on to my topic. Another one of my topics this week, which I really want to get into these movies. You talk about horror movies that you don't like them. Because of the writing, because it's stupid, they're predictable, there's no strong plot. But what about a horror movie that is self-aware of that?
What do you mean?
A horror movie that knows the cliches. And I'm talking the Scream trilogy.
I love Scream. Well, not the trilogy. Once again, Scream 1. Because
I think they're all
when horror reinvents itself. So what you'll do is you'll always find an horror that comes out. So like Paranormal Activity 1, it's a new idea. And then they make Paranormal Activity 11, which just fucking ruins it. And then you've got Final Destination 1, clever idea. Then you've got Final Destination 7. What I'm saying is, they dilute a perfectly good idea. Scream 1 was absolutely brilliant.
I get what you're saying.
Now, Scream 4...
Yeah, that was.
You won't wipe your arse with it.
So, can I...
It's the third one, guys. There's a second one where what you were on about earlier with regards to the make a movie out of it.
It's third. So let's just Scream, the original, came out 23 years ago. 23 years ago, right? But so that's a franchise that we grew up on. That, as we were young watching those films, more so than the ones I've just mentioned. But Scream, it's sort of like it changes the game, doesn't it? It does.
I remember that being a phenomenon, that film, and apparently I remember reading there were absolutely millions of people around the world that ended up getting like ID things for the phone so they could see who were calling. Because it was one of the new age horror films where it used like mobile phones and like media and stuff. So obviously people then became more aware of the threat. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in that was probably one of the movies that were like, it were a horror film, but it were actually a person rather than these horror films.
Well, it were another iconic character.
But these the previous ones, they're all supernatural in nature.
Yeah, but also the problem with that again is it then creates this stream of copycats. So you then had I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend.
Also,
but you're then regurgitating all these copycats.
Exactly what you're saying. They created an entire franchise of scary movie based off Scream, because that came from Scream.
Yeah, of course it did.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. I completely agree. You say it every week. We have to deal with it. But if they'd have just left it at Scream 1, we'd be saying, I'd love Scream 2.
No, I disagree. The trilogy Scream, for me, is brilliant because it works as a sequence of movies that play on pirate sequels and the thing. I think
2 does, 3 doesn't.
No, 3, fair enough, it doesn't. But what third film does? But as a trilogy, Wes Craven obviously wanted to revisit his glory because he was getting ill. And he were going to make more films. Scream 4, it's okay. But the trilogy, for me, I think is brilliant. Because you've got to think, it sort of sets up these characters. So, Drew Barrymore, at the time, one of the world's biggest actresses, what do? They kill her off in the first 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Scream is fantastic. But the problem is you've got then is when you've done that reveal of, oh my God, it's him, and it's him, and... This massive reveal. 2, 3, you then got to up that, and it's like, the reveal is it's actually my mate, but he's my brother, and it's like, what? You've got to up yourself all the time.
The thing is,
I think
when you do a film, I think when you do the first one, you never ever plan that that's going to be really, really successful, and you can go anywhere. So the idea is that you do a film where it actually finishes. Now, because certain films do well, people want to make more money off them, so they try and rehash something. But what would be quite good if they did a film knowing in mind that they were going to be doing sequels and try and implement it from the first film. That'd be a better idea how to work.
Yeah, I mean, Scream is a sort of simple format, and I understand the third one's not as good, but I'll just like it as like I mentioned, a self-aware trilogy, and a trilogy that I remember we got a pirated video copy filmed in cinema because we couldn't wait to watch Scream 3. Very pivotal, classic movies, aren't they? Especially Scream 1. Do you know, with the voice on the phone though, I'm gonna cut you like a fucking fish.
Scream 1 is brilliant.
It is.
I can't even deny it.
It's the party at the end where they're in that van outside, and then he like goes, "What's the delay on this camera?" Because they're watching party, and then there's like. They see the killer in there, but then they realise there's a delay, and it's like all the way through. It's just mint.
How good of a role does Matthew Lillard play?
Yeah, I like him though. He's brilliant.
Who does he play? Is it Randy? Is it?
No. Is the?
It's called Stuart, isn't it?
Yeah.
You hit me with the
No, I'm thinking of Jamie Kennedy. You know the guy
this leads to my next question. So between the three of you,
I'll be right back. Never say that, man. Never say that.
I'm gonna get another beer. I'll be right back. It's brilliant. So, Scream 1, and we're talking horror movies. Can between you name me the 3 rules to survive a horror movie?
Never have sex.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Never say I'll be right back.
Yeah,
don't drink or do drugs.
Yeah, that is exactly what they are. Bonus round, and I think you're going to struggle with this. What are the rules to survive a general sequel? Scream 2. What are the rules to survive in a horror sequel? I'll let you get 1. If you get 1, that's...
There's another 3 rules?
Yeah,
it's something to do with like...
I can give you one as a clue if you want.
No. Come on, Boyd, I'm counting on you now.
Yeah.
I can remember one of them, and it's something like something that you've not done in the first one, or something like that. That the main character's not done it in the first one.
Yeah, it is a good one, but that is a role from Scream 3. It is.
Oh, right.
What you're saying is, I've got them all written down.
It's like all bets are off in third.
The past will come back to bite you in the ass. Whatever you think you know about the past, forget it. Any sins you've committed in the past are about to break.
Yeah,
in the sequel, I don't know if it's a rule, but the body count will always be double.
The body count is always bigger in a sequel.
Yeah.
Right? That's the one rule of number 2.
I was gutted.
There's something to do with is it something to do with a twist? The end. The twist at the end will be
kinda. I'll give you one that's close. Never ever, under any circumstances, assume the killer is dead.
Yeah.
Never. So the guy in the first one
might be dead.
Never assume.
Well, might not be dead.
I think you might struggle with the third one, but I can give it if you
want.
No,
go on.
The death scenes are always more elaborate.
Yeah.
More blood,
I want to
more
go
gore.
to be fair.
Yeah. It's just about everything
I'm
being
trying to think of a
in
death scene from second one, and I can only think of 2. One at the start in Cubicle, and then when in the screen, you know, when she comes to front. And then the other one where Randy gets killed in the van, where they open the van door and pull him in.
I'll tell you what
I've got a question.
The Scream issue that, because I've watched the first one God knows how many times, and the second and the third one I keep getting mixed up with bloody Scary Movie one.
Yeah. You know what? I always do that.
That's the problem though. What I was going to say earlier is those 3 iconic characters we mentioned, to me, Ghostface is what he's known as. That is an iconic serial killer, innit?
He is. We are.
That symbol, which pisses me off because there's a Scream TV show. I mean, come on.
One question.
I won't watch that.
I've got one question. See if you know this one. You might know it from looking at stuff. What is the name of the film in the film which is supposed to be?
Is it Slash?
Stab.
No. Stab.
And I've not looked that up.
It's Stab.
Can I have your...
I can just see
you
poster.
You know what? Back in day, Tony, I'm looking at Tony here, you must have got such a buzz off this film because Randy, Jamie Kennedy, he's the movie nerd. He knows his shit. So at the end of this film, Scream...
I loved this film. It was everything that I loved. Because it was being so clever.
Yeah, come on.
It was taking horror and basically turning it on its head, which is so what it needed at the time.
You've got the caretaker who wears a jumper and he's called Freddy.
Yeah.
You've got... See
you later, Fred.
Jamie Kennedy... Right, he's watching Halloween and he's on his own. Jamie, behind you! To Jamie Lee Curtis on the screen, but behind him is the killer.
Yeah.
There's the boyfriend who climbs through the bedroom window. That's Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Everything about those films is a love letter to classics, but it turns it on its head, and like I say, it's self-aware. Anybody who hasn't seen Scream or hasn't seen it for the last 10 years, go and watch it, because they are absolute I want to know who I'm looking at.
It needed...
What?
To me, that's what horror needed at that time. But unfortunately, then again, like I say, it got sort of like, once again, you got all these teen horror films that got brought out, like I said.
They were different.
I mean, I quite enjoyed that. I Know What He Did Last Summer, but it was
like 4 of them, though, or something now.
Yeah, exactly. Urban Legend, there are about 5 of them.
But the first one I quite enjoyed.
What were one...
The one with
Wrong Turn.
Bon Jovi were in one and all, weren't they?
No.
Bon Jovi were in one.
Yeah.
I can't remember filming what that was.
So, yeah. Scream, absolute classic. I love it. I think I'm going to rewatch him again soon. But almost coming to an end of this Halloween special. So what I'd like to do is put our focus now on our special guest, Rob Boyd. What would you say one of your favourite films? Doesn't have to be a Halloween film. Nobody out there really...
It's difficult. There's too many films that sort of keep springing up. I mean, we're all here.
The way I said it to these were, you're on a desert island. You've got one film that you can watch, and you're going to watch it every single day.
You've got Wi-Fi on this desert island.
You've just got this film. You've just got this film.
So come on, anyone.
One film that you would watch over and over again and never get tired of watching it.
You know what? You might laugh at me. When I was younger, I watched a film.
I've got a feeling he is.
Over and over again, I used to watch this particular film. Over and over. Every Friday night, I used to watch it.
I love Love Actually too.
When I go up to my dad's, and that was Fifth Element.
Corbin Dallas.
I used to love that film, and I used to watch it all the time.
But is that a film that you bang on tomorrow?
No, I watched it not long back. And
so the problem with Fifth Element is I can never put my finger on why it's not really. It's good,
but it's
not really good.
Yeah, but
I can't put my finger on what it is.
I used to watch it. It was just, the little cameo from Lee Evans.
It's just right daft, don't it, bro?
I think there's a lot to talk about there with what you just said, because some crap films resonate with you because you watch them at a certain time in your life. And although they are critically panned, they do stick with you. Batman Forever's one for me.
Yeah, which he actually is. But I remember at cinema to go see that.
No, I do.
Brilliant.
My dad took us, and I remember it.
I can name Batteries Not Included. Love that. Flight of Navigator.
Love Flight of Navigator. It's a classic. I'll tell you another one with me. Daryl. Have you ever seen Daryl?
No.
He's like a robot kid.
Sorry, I meant Astor earlier.
Robot kid. And it's basically, it's like an anagram.
I know some of your classics, Boyd. I mean, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, well, yeah. But
Ghostbusters. But this is what I said to these guys. They're just everybody's favourite films. Everybody loves them, don't they? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe not as much as us. So, what films...
See, I said Aliens.
Do I really have to say this?
You know, it's a film that... I'll tell you what, and it's not often that when, you look at the extended editions and things like that, the extended edition of Aliens, because I remember I had the video of Aliens, all of them, and there was so much stuff cut out, and then you watch Aliens, as in the second one, the extended cut.
Director's cut.
Oh my god.
It's different.
The stuff that they put in is why phenomenal. They cut it out, you just think, I don't know why.
Exactly,
it does so much more about... I mean, the cutting the bit out with daughter explains how she behaves with no.
Any films you're looking forward to that's on the way?
I think there might have been one next year that's supposed to be coming out.
Bill and Ted.
No, that's not it.
Come on.
Bad Boys for Life.
Ghostbusters 3. Come on.
That's the one.
Are you excited for that?
Oh, I am.
High hopes?
Well, like I was talking about it before we started, I'm hoping that there's so much sort of replay value. I know there's going to be, but from the first two films, I mean, obviously this is sort of bringing it back to the sort of the Halloween and the horror sort of stuff, but the first two films, for me, I don't understand. I mean, I'll never understand why people don't like the second.
Polarised. Well, to take a quote from the film, almost 50% of us don't like the second one.
Well,
so
there is the Statue of Liberty thing, which fair enough. I give a lot of people that.
It's not even the Statue of Liberty thing. I quite like that bit. It's that bloke as a floating nanny,
which was terrifying.
No, she was scary as shit when I was
younger. It weren't a woman; it were a bloke dressed up.
So we've only got 2 minutes left, right? But for any listeners to get to know Boyd a little bit better as our special guest, is a good friend of ours. I've put together some quickfire questions. So what I want you to do is just answer them. I'm going to fly through them, like I said. So we're going to start. Physical or digital media?
Yeah, it's got to be digital nowadays, isn't it?
Digital. Comedy or action? Come on. Comedy. Best Batman actor?
Oh, it's got to be Michael Keaton, isn't it?
Chris Hemsworth or Chris Pratt?
Oh, that's an hard one.
Come on.
I like Chris Pratt.
Subtitles or dubbed?
I can't be asked to read. Dubbed. Same thing.
Best James Bond?
I grew up Pierce Brosnan age. So
Pierce Brosnan?
I know.
So, come on. Pirates or ninjas?
Pirates.
Night or day?
Night.
That's not really movie related, but werewolves or vampires?
Oh, vampires.
Solo movies or franchises?
The right franchises.
Cinema or home viewing?
Home. Not a takeaway.
Aliens or Predators?
Aliens. Being
drunk or being sober? That's just you personally.
Drunk.
Right, last question. Marvel or DC?
Oh, there's no contest. It's got to be Marvel.
Very good. Boys, quickfire questions.
So we feel as though everybody down at home knows him
better than us.
Better than us, yeah. We didn't know what we were going to say.
So we've only got a minute left, so I'm going to start wrapping up. We managed to get through most of everything I wanted to talk about, which is pretty good. I didn't think we'd fit it all in.
Can I just put a quick thing out there? Everyone's favourite horror movie? Let's just want to sum it up with that.
You know what? Now I've talked about it.
I know you were going to say that.
Maybe I like the original Scream, that's having a bit of resurgence for me. I think Halloween is the one to watch. But there's quite a few that spring to mind for me. I think Exorcist is a classic. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's my favourite, but it's definitely like it's a.
For me, I want to put one on there which we've talked about the sequel, but Alien.
Because it's so because you think of Aliens as an action film, but Alien is so horror.
So
suspenseful, isn't it?
I hope everybody enjoyed our Halloween special. I've enjoyed it. Good debates. So everybody, have a happy Halloween, everybody.
Follow our Instagram.
Happy Halloween.
Follow our Instagram. Go watch your favourite scary movies. Carve a pumpkin. I'm gonna chill out. So happy Halloween and keep listening.
Peace out.
Goodbye.
Bye everybody.